guys, today we're going to be going back in time and having a look at the Matchbox Collectibles character car collection, the Friday 13th, Jeep, and Jason Voorhees. But first, let's have a look at the packaging. This is how it would have arrived, and unfortunately, picking this up on eBay, I will give it to the seller's description. He did indicate, or she indicated, that the packaging was heavily damaged. And as you can see, the whole top part of it is completely opened. On the side, you've got Monster Series. It looks like there's Jason Voorhees from Jason Goes to Hell. It says collect them all, Matchbox, ages 8 and up. And on the back, take a cruise down memory lane with a Matchbox character car collection from A Nightmare on Elm Street, Freddy Krueger, of course, the Friday the 13th Jason Voorhees mask, and I Dream of Jeannie, an odd pairing of different characters and cars. Take a drive through the official Matchbox website by going over to www.matchbox.com, and if we flip it on the upside down, you're looking at a time machine travel to 1999. That's when this would have originally been released. For those wanting to know how big this vehicle is, the car itself is exactly 3 inches long. And then if you take Jason Voorhees standing on top of it, it's pretty much exactly 4 inches tall. It's a pretty fun collectible, as you have Jason Voorhees standing on top. A little out of scale, of course, but that's what these character car collections were all about. A character representing a show or movie franchise standing on top of a vehicle that's more accurate to the kind of thing that would be from that movie. So in this case, we've got a camp counselor, little kind of SUV. On the side, you've got Camp Crystal Lake, and that's actually featured on both sides. There's the underside, Matchbox. And I have to say, though, before we look at Jason itself, vehicle-wise, I don't know if you've ever owned a Matchbox, but some Matchboxes were pretty good. Other ones felt really cheap. And this particular one not only feels really light, but it also feels really cheap, too. Like, the tires feel very flimsy. There's really not a whole heck of a lot going on for the vehicle. I have to admit, though, at least the coloring is pretty good, and I appreciate the fact that they would have put in Camp Crystal Lake and Camp Counselor and all that kind of stuff. And on the back, it actually says Jeep right there. But I guess the real draw of it, obviously you probably could have picked this up or would have picked this up if it just simply was a Camp Crystal Lake Jeep. But obviously the big draw is the fact that you've got Jason Voorhees standing, or I should say kind of leaning forward on top of the vehicle. He's not necessarily swinging at someone who's in the vehicle, rather than it looks like he's swinging at something that's following behind. And maybe you could have this paired on a shelf with the other collectible that was released, the character car collection, was Freddy Krueger. So you could actually have had Freddy Krueger at the back here, which we will look at in the next video. So here we have Jason Voorhees looking actually pretty good. You can see both of his eyes with one of his lopsided eyes going on there. It looks to me like it's Jason Voorhees from Friday the 13th Part 3. The gash at the top could indicate the fact that it's near the end of the movie. Or you could even say it's Jason from Friday the 13th Part 4, where he's already been brought back from the morgue and pursuing his bloodied killings of individuals, in this case via the machete that's in his hand. I think for the most part the paint's pretty good on him. Some nice dark greens making use of his shirt, or making use in his shirt, and he's kind of got those silver pants, which again is more accurate than even some figures and 6 scale figures that have yet missed the point that he actually had more like silver pants in the initial movies, and not necessarily like beige. Got some brown shoes going on there. Again, like, I really think the face, mask-wise, is pretty good, actually. You got the 3 chevrons, 2 on the side, 1 in the middle there. One looks like it's slightly worn away, or the paint has flaked off somehow in the process. The gash, again, is a nice touch. Maybe I would lean myself closer to thinking that this is Jason Voorhees from A Nightmare on Freddy Krueger. I should not say Freddy Krueger. Friday the 13th. Now I'm thinking Freddy now. From Friday the 13th Part 4. And perhaps that's where this Jason is depicted from. Again, the eyes are pretty good. Nice and clean. I like the slight marbling that they've done on the back of his head, incorporating some browns and some like lighter beiges. And the machete overall is pretty good. Now, the machete did seem like it was a little warped and I thought I might have actually had to heat it back up to bend it back into place. But sure enough, as soon as I got it out of the packaging, it seemed to like correct itself. It's a fairly durable enough kind of rubber, so I don't feel like it's going to break off. As you could probably, something you may have likely asked, does it roll? Well, it rolls, but it doesn't roll great. Again, even though the Jason on the top feels like it's pretty good quality, unfortunately, he's standing on top of a rather cheap die-cast little dinky car. The tires and everything else just kind of feel real cheap. So, I mean, again, for me, the draw is more so in the fact that the character on the top, if it was solely just the vehicle, I would feel like the vehicle is a little too cheap for my liking. Though today we were having a look at the Matchbox Collectibles character car collection. This was Friday 13th. I'm going to say Friday 13th Part 4 as the Jason represented here on top of the Jeep. But we're having a look though at Jason Voorhees on the Camp Crystal Lake Camp Counselor Jeep or SUV, or I'm going to go with Jeep. It says Jeep on the back, so I'm going to go with Jeep. If you guys like this video, certainly hit it with a like down below. If you'd like to see more retro videos like this, let me know also in the comments section down below. And if you haven't had a chance to subscribe, make sure you hit that subscribe button so you won't miss future videos coming on to this channel. As always, guys, thanks for watching. See you next time.